Hey, it's Chef Pulver. I'm here in the Zula car. There's Tom in the background, and hey, look who's here.
Hey, what's going on?
And so our driver wanted to drive me with some questions. So Hillel, go ahead. Shoot, what's the first question?
Who is Jeff Pulver?
That's a good question to ask. I'm here right now. You could check me on Wikipedia, I suppose. Somebody who likes to have fun.
I'm checking.
Somebody who has learned how to take disruption in a positive way and embrace change, and sometimes take on the status quo to make things better.
You know, give me some background on your professional experience. You've done a lot. Give me some highlights.
Okay, so when I was in sixth grade, I was the youngest person at a comic book convention. I was on television for the very first time, interviewed because I was a dealer, because I was very obsessive about comic books, and it made it into a business. And then that was like when I was 11 years old. And then when I was 16, I started a software development company. And when I was 18, I had to go to college, and I started my first real software publishing company at 23 called Spreadsheet Solutions, and I ended up becoming an expert in fixed income mathematics. But that's not why we're here right now.
All right, so what's the new thing you're working on?
Well, it was actually when I was in high school, I discovered amateur radio as a passion, because it gave me a chance to reach people. And my ability to communicate has lasted my entire life. And so even though I went to school for accounting and I got into spreadsheets, about 20 years after the start of my ham radio hobby, I ended up discovering accidentally, purely as a hobbyist, a voice on the internet from a small company in Herzliya called Vocaltech. And through a random set of circumstances, I accidentally helped launch the voice over IP industry. And but all through passion, all through just following my ham radio roots. And I've been doing ham radio stuff since the 70s, and I've been doing voice over IP really since like 94. And in 1996, I started a company which became the platform that helped make voice over IP what's now a $1 trillion marketplace. And it's been a lot of fun. So what I'm doing right now is something which I wanted to do a long time ago, and that's use these technologies to do something never before practical or possible. In our case, the startup is called Zula. Zula, say Zula, Z-U-L-A. And we created a platform to help companies communicate more efficiently for teams. It's a place where people who work together can now collaborate easily, and it's all focused on mobile. We're a mobile company. We're using the secret sauce we're using was born on the internet. The secret sauce is this stuff called IP communications, which allows us to effectively talk to people. That's Zula. We're able to talk to people without knowing their phone number, message people without knowing their phone number. It's kind of magical.
Very cool. And so you're targeting businesses, consumers, enterprises, what?
All the above, but primarily I would say we're looking for businesses/enterprises. But frankly, if you're a group of people that are working on a philanthropic project, if you're a soccer mom or, I don't know, a football dad or whatever it is, we're for you too. There's really no group of people we're looking for more than the other, just people who like to collaborate, who have a basic need to communicate very effectively. For folks who use WhatsApp, we're WhatsApp for business. We have a really nice set of features, functionality for people who are working together, who have a need to share information.
Sounds cool. And why did you choose Israel kind of to build your team, which I am part of, full disclosure, as opposed to, well, I guess you could say you're based in New York, even though you're here half the time. Why Israel?
Well, for me personally, I always wanted to be part of an Israeli startup that I was actually part of. Also, let's face it, Voice over IP was born in IDF in 1980. It was commercialized in the 1990s here in Israel. And if there was ever a place to work together, and my partner Jacob David, he co-founded Delta 3, the first successful commercial voice over IP service provider. And it was Jacob who I was talking to about all these ideas a couple years ago. It just made logical sense to have the team here, and so everything's here. And we are going to be a multinational company, New York headquarters, Israeli R&D. And it's an interesting ride, and we get to experience a lot of things. It's a lot of fun, actually. We're here for the fun.
Where can someone sign up for Zula?
That's a good question. I would suggest a different domain, but not to get slapped in the back of the head. It's Zula app, not Zula apps, ZulaApp.com. ZulaApp.com. That's where you check it out, and we're launching in the fall. There's a lot more to it, but you know.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. It'll be a much longer video. Catch you later.